All right. Let's take a look at these charts today because we did have a very exciting day of going absolutely nowhere. And we are approaching the middle of the week where we're going to start getting some positioning before the Fed on Friday with Jackson Hole. And it does look like the market is just pausing here, waiting to decide where it wants to go. And looking at SPY, you can see now we are very close to filling this gap at 562. And as of today's close, we are only about 1.2 to 1.3% away from a brand new all-time high. So that extreme sentiment shift from panic selling near the bottom to now V-shaped recovering near a new all-time high is a very drastic sentiment shift. And as I always say, nothing changes sentiment faster than price. We have the same exact stock market that we had just a few weeks ago, but price is at significantly different places. So just a quick reminder, always trade with a plan. Do not let sentiment and emotions drive your trade plan. And right now, this is by far an extremely low risk area for bears to show up. And anytime we get a low risk entry for a bearish position, you always need to consider the fact that even bulls are going to be selling because they see opportunity to buy back lower. So in the very short term, I still see this as a trading range above 556 all the way to the previous all-time high right around 565. So that is roughly a $10 trading range. And when we break out of that range, I do think we're going to get a substantial move, which is either going to be a brand new all-time high right around 570 to 580 or a breakdown below 556 to retest the breakout right around 548 or a gap fill at 545. So just view it as a trading range right now. Do not care if we go higher or lower. Just let price do all the talking. Below 556, we're likely going for another 10 points lower. And above 565, we could easily go for another 10 points higher. Now, from this close, as you can see, we are very, very parabolic here. We haven't even touched the 5-day EMA since August 12th. So it's a long ways going before we've had any pullback. So I don't see this as too much more upside. Maybe we go close that gap at 562 or even push to the top of the range. But then after that, do not be surprised if we get a substantial pullback towards support. And then from there in a bull market, that should be the higher low. And then we just continue to go higher because we will likely make a brand new all-time high sometime by the end of the month or sometime right around the early to middle of September if this is still a bull market. Now, if this is not still a bull market, then this correction is not over. That is a completely different story. And I'm not making any assumptions about that. We'll need to see price proving it by breaking below support. So right now, it's very obvious looking at this chart, price is above all the moving averages and we have the bull trend. So that means anytime we get a pullback into support, you could expect buyers to show up and push price even higher. So watch that 556 support. And if that breaks down, we'll likely go down towards 548 to 549. And then below that, we fill that gap at 545. And if we break out to the upside, we're looking for that brand new all-time high sooner rather than later. On the NASDAQ 100 triple Qs, we were down 0.21% today, and we did sit around that gap fill zone right around 480, so we can delete that gap fill. And just like SPY, I also view this as a trading range between 473 and 485. If we break above 485, then we push higher towards a gap fill at 493, and if we break down below 473, we push down lower towards a gap fill at 465. So the bulls need to hold support at 473. The bears need to hold resistance at 485. Above resistance, the bulls win and we go for that next leg higher. Below support, the bears are winning and we go for that next leg lower. Manage risk around the support or resistance. You could take the short trade at resistance or the long trade at support. If we break out of the range, trade the next leg lower or higher and just treat it like a trading range until price breaks out of it. And price will do all of the talking because it'll tell you if we're getting the bull breakout or the bear breakdown. On the Dow Jones, we were down 0.13% today, and I think this is a very interesting spot for the Dow because as you can see, we are testing the negatively sloping resistance trend line, and even though we are starting to develop a bull trend, we do not yet have it. So if we did get a rejection here, that could easily take us down to fill a gap just below 401. So as you can see, the bears do have nice setups. I just went through all of the indices and they're all at pretty low risk shorting opportunities, which doesn't mean the bears are going to win. As I've said before, low risk usually means low probability, but because it's so low risk, I would not be surprised if we did see sellers of the Dow Jones and bears showing up because it is such a low risk trade and such a decent reward if it works. That bears will likely try to take that trade, which means it may be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So that would be a rejection from about 409 to 410 down to fill a gap just below 401, and the bull breakout will be above 412. And if we get the bull breakout, we likely go to a brand new all-time high at 420. On the Russell 2000 IWM ETF, we were down 1.17% today, and we did get the pullback back down to the 20 daily moving average because yesterday we did break out above it, and now we are coming back down to test this level as support at 212. If 212 support does not hold, we are looking for a push for the next leg lower between 208 and 209, and that will be a very critical support that the bulls will need to defend. So view it as very bearish if these support zones fail. If these support zones hold, then we are looking for a push back to the top of the range, just below 217, and then above 217, we have 221 and 225. On the VIX, we were up 8.25% today, so the VIX is definitely showing some signs of hedging, and even though we didn't get a very deep pullback today, the VIX is definitely getting a decent enough spike to tell you that there is definitely some fear underneath the surface and people are starting to hedge. I still think there's a chance in the bullish scenario the VIX could come down towards 13, but in a very bearish scenario, if we start to break support and start to see panic, it will take no time at all for that VIX to spike right back into the 20s. So this is a very strong pivot for the VIX, whether we are going to crush it or we are just going to see another high volume spike in fear. We are going to find that out likely this week. Remember, anytime the Fed is talking, that is a catalyst. It does not tell you what they say, whether the market will go higher or lower, but it will bring in volume, and volume will get us moving, and that movement should break us out of the range, and then price will tell us if we get the bull breakout or the bear breakdown. So really just have a plan around following price and you're going to do very well whether we get the volatile scenario or the bullish scenario. On Bitcoin, we are currently trading just above 59,000, and once more, we are stuck in a range. We are in a range between 57,500 and 61,600. The bull breakout requires the break of that resistance, and then we go to 65,000, and the bear breakdown requires the break of this support, and then we go down towards 53,000. Let the price do all the talking. Which direction we break of the range will tell us where Bitcoin is going next. On Nvidia stock, we were down 2.12% today, and yesterday Nvidia did get the bull breakout, and today it did hold the bull breakout, which I am defining as any closes above 126 to about 125. And as you can see, that was a downtrending resistance that Nvidia is starting to break. So if Nvidia can hold this breakout, we should start to push higher to a brand new all-time high in the 140s and 150s. If we cannot hold this breakout, then we likely come all the way back down towards support anywhere between 109 and about 117. And as you can see, we do have a bull trend with price action above all the moving averages, so the bulls have the advantage here, and as long as it's above 126, I would not be trying to short Nvidia here. Looks like it wants to go higher unless it breaks down below 126, and then you should be getting risk off. On Tesla stock, we were down 0.73% today, and Tesla is also trying to get a bull breakout, just like Nvidia, with that bull breakout above that resistance right around 217. And right now, as long as it can hold above 217, or even a little bit lower, right around 211 to 212, it is very likely that we are pushing higher towards 245. So even if we do go lower, if we hold that support, that could be a buying opportunity in Tesla as these Bollinger Bands are squeezing, building up energy and getting ready for a large leg higher. Now, if we break support, instantly get risk off, because then that would likely be a leg lower, and that would send us down to much lower prices. On Apple stock, we have yet again another bull breakout, just like Nvidia, just like Tesla. We are breaking out of the downtrends, and we do have that gap to fill up there just above 232. And as you can see, we do have the bull trend. So as long as Apple can continue to hold higher lows and higher highs, we are likely going straight to 232, or we will get a pullback to a higher low right around 218 and then go to 232. So one of these scenarios is very likely going to play out, but either way, it looks like we end at higher prices and challenge those previous all-time highs in the 230s. And if we break that, we should start running towards 240 to 250. And then very quickly, I want to look at the financial sector, because we are knocking on the door of a brand new all-time high in the financials. And that is a very healthy sign if the financials are pushing higher. But if we do get a pullback, there will be a gap fill right around 43. And then if we're bullish and we continue to push higher, that would likely be the higher low. And then we would likely continue to push higher for new all-time highs. So if you're just objectively looking at a lot of these charts, it looks like there is room for pullbacks, but it does look like with all of the bullish momentum, those would likely be higher lows before we continue higher. So be aware of that and have a trade plan ready to go. So jumping back over the S&P 500, we just went over a lot of charts across the market. Lots of things are stuck in ranges, but lots of things are looking very bullish, which gives them room for pullbacks, but those pullbacks will still likely be bought up as higher lows within a bull trend. So I don't see any reason to be extremely bearish here. Obviously, if we start losing support levels, manage risk accordingly, but that is still likely going to be buying opportunities as we build out higher lows and higher highs and continue to trend higher in this bull market. Remember, this is a bull market, and that was a correction that we just got out of, and we are already pounding down the door on attempts to make brand new all-time highs. And that is exactly what bull markets do. They climb the wall of worry, and when everybody is doubting them, that is usually the time you need to go against the crowd and buy the dips and manage risk and allow these trades to work. Because when everybody is fearful, unfortunately for retailers that panic, that is the actual best time to be buying and not selling. And this was a very good example of yet again another rally people missed because they had no plan and they were just too busy panicking. Panicking is not a strategy. Have a trade plan built around following price action and managing risk, and then just continue to take each of those trades with discipline and patience, and you will crush this market and you will be a profitable trader. That's what I'm teaching you to do each and every day on the Stock Channel Discord server. So if you want to come crush this market with me and get access to all of my trade ideas, technical analysis, and intraday updates, that's in the Stock Channel Discord server. And you can find out how to join my Discord server by clicking on the link in the description of this video. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.